welcome back to my channel. I kind of wanted to talk about something a little different today from my relationship segment. It's basically all about 5 things that you do. Some of us do, some of us used to do, some of us probably will do and don't even realize that you're doing, that will basically ruin your relationship. Now, there's a lot of things that can ruin your relationship, but I picked out 5 of the most ones that stuck out to me right now, just so that I can share that with you. So just in case there's some of you that are going through it right now, that are doing it and you don't realize it, or your partner is doing it and they don't realize it, you can probably show them this video and hopefully they could get their act together. The first thing is talk of your ex. Okay, talking of your ex. Now, first let me say that talk of the whole ex thing, we're over it, so it's not such as a bother sometimes when we joke about it a little bit. But what I'm talking about when I say talking of your ex, it's basically when you're always bringing your ex up, in your relationship, your new current relationship, and you're comparing sometimes. Like sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing it. And we'll say little things to our partner that we are now, and sometimes you won't even mention your ex. Sometimes you'll say things like, well, what I'm used to, or what I used to do, or what, my ex used to do, or you'll say, what used to be done for me is such and such and such. And I think that we have to be careful when we say little things like that, because number one, it may just roll off the tongue because you're just really trying to get your point across. But to that other person, you're really hurting their feelings, because to them, all they hear is that you were happier with the other person that you were with, and that you're not as happy as you could be in the relationship that you are in now. So when you talk of your ex, basically don't talk of your ex. Don't talk about your ex. Don't bring your ex up. It's done. It's a done deal. You're not with them for a reason, and you should just let it go. Okay, completely let it go. All right, so and some of us, we don't even realize that we're doing it sometimes, and sometimes you just want to put a little pointer into the one that you're with now to let you know that this is how I need you to handle me, or this is how I want you to talk to me, or do this or do that, because that's what you got from the person from the past. But you have to understand that everybody's not the same, and you cannot make one person, the person that you're with, you cannot build them into this person that you want based on all the other relationships that you've been in, all their good attributes. You're trying to shove into this one person, and that's not who they are. Eventually, they're going to get sick of that. Eventually, they're going to stop. They're going to get sick of hearing that, and they're not going to really want to deal with you, because you're basically happy elsewhere. You're not happy there, so why are you here? You see what I'm saying? So, I just wanted to make that a pointer. It can be hurtful sometimes to others when you do it, or when it's done to you. It can be very hurtful. So just be careful what you say. And when you're telling your mate, how you want to be handled or what you like, you should say it in a way where you're not insinuating what you used to get, so this is what you want now. No, just tell them what you like, and what you want them to do for you, or things like that, just so that it can better your relationship and you're not talking about your ex. Okay, so let's scratch that. Okay, so moving along, number 2, the second thing that I wanted to talk about that will ruin your relationship is not having trust. Okay, the thing that will ruin your relationship is not having trust. Now, some people already know, what I mean by when I say don't have trust in someone. You end up messing up your relationship. Now, when you don't have trust into someone, people that you don't have trust in is like strangers. You don't off the bat trust strangers. And your mate, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your fiance, your husband, your wife, they're not strangers. They should actually be the closest person to you. If you're married, of course, they're supposed to be the closest person to you. If you're not married, then you have family first, and then they're the closest person to you. But when you don't trust somebody, you're not settled. You're not settled in your mind. You're not settled in your heart. You're not settled in your thoughts. You can't function right when you don't trust someone. When you don't trust them, you're constantly thinking and you're constantly worrying about what they're doing, what they're thinking, how they're feeling and things of that nature. And when you don't have trust in your relationship, and you're not going to be able to love that person the way that you're supposed to. You're not going to be able to enjoy certain moments. You're going to constantly be wondering, why is he doing this, or why is he doing that? Is he doing something new now? Is he, why is he acting so nice? Stop. Bring it down and just enjoy. Enjoy the relationship that you're in. Enjoy the person that you're with. Find out their likes and their dislikes. Do things spontaneous for them. Trust them. Trust that they are going to be there to love you and only you. Now, I'm the type of person where, if I'm in a relationship, I trust that person, okay? And you have to trust that person, because if they didn't give you any reason not to trust them, automatically that's not fair. You've already dealt them a bad card before they even gotten a chance to actually, show you what they're about. So once you trust the person and you allow things to happen within the relationship, and you're not looking through their phone for certain things, you don't need to do all of that. You don't need to do that. It's unnecessary, and it's crazy. And if you do run across some things, sometimes running across some things can be taken the wrong way, and then when you blow up, you automatically throw them off. So now not only are you mentally going crazy, but now that person is now taken aback, and now they're like, okay, well, I don't know if I want to deal with this person, because I constantly have to deal with certain things, that they're dealing with emotionally. And I just want to be happy. I just want to love them, but I can't even do that because they're screwed up in the head. So, trust the person that you're with everything that you have. Trust them. Now, if you have somebody that you're with and they have done something that, they have done something to you that you're kind of like, oh, it's hard for me to trust this person now because they did this and they really hurt me, and what I really want to do is leave them, but I love them. So I want to make it work out, whether it's for just pure love or for kids or whatever the case may be. All I want to say to where that is concerned is that is the hardest, one of the hardest places to be. To be stuck in the middle between a hard rock and to be stuck in the middle between a rock and a hard place. It's rough. It's hard, because now you have to make this decision within your head. Do I stay with this person? And then you have everybody else on the outside that, maybe know, or the few people that you probably told because you needed somebody to tell it to. Now they're all watching you to see what you're going to do. And it's not a good situation to be in. The only advice that I can give, to someone in that type of situation is that, first of all, I would say to pray about it. You have to pray about it, because you first have to get all that craziness that you're feeling outside of you so that you can heal, okay? You have to heal first before you try to heal the relationship that you're in. So once you clean all of that out and you start doing things to make yourself happy and just level-minded, if you decide to now work on this relationship that this person broke trust with you for, you have to forgive wholeheartedly. There's no reason in staying in a relationship that you decided to stay, with the person and now you don't trust them. Like, no, if you don't fully forgive them, then you need to go. You need to go, because that's going to prolong the hurt, and that's going to prolong the damage in that relationship. And it's probably better for you to leave now, fix yourself, and then revisit that situation, and then to stay and to continue to damage that relationship for good. Okay? Now, I mean, if you're in a marriage or whatever the case is, and you can't just leave just up and go or whatever, You can give yourself space. You can give yourself space mentally, emotionally. Let that person know, just back off for a little bit. Just let me go ahead and gather myself. Whether it's you going out and just doing things, not turning up, but I'm just saying, like, just enjoy, other people, just get yourself happy again. Do whatever it is that will get yourself happy again. And do not stay in that state for too long, because you do that and that person that you're thinking that you're going back to may be mentally really gone. Okay? So just be mindful, just trust the person that you're with. And if you don't, then just go. You don't have to stay. You're not bound unless you're married. Unless you're married, that is, then you're bound. But just trust the person that you're with. That's all. Just trust them.